Botanical watercolor techniques can be used for creating some serious scientific illustrations, but they can also be used for creating some seriously silly art. Hello, welcome back to the studio, or if you're new here, welcome! My name is Lee Angold. I'm a botanical and natural science illustrator who takes my paintings of crusty twigs altogether too seriously. Usually. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm embracing the spirit of my favorite holiday, that's right, I love Halloween, and using my botanical art skills to design a special botanical themed character. But what hasn't changed is I'll be sharing some watercolor techniques and tips as I paint and some insights into my daily life as an illustrator. If this is content that you're interested in, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, ring the bell so that you'll be notified when my next video comes out. Today's video is part of a special Halloween collaboration. This is actually part of a series my friend Lana from Lana Goes Art has organized, a series of creator collaborations with a number of different creators across the YouTube, Instagram, and other art communities. Every month or two, there's a theme to create art and content around. This month, we're all creating some Halloween art and then exchanging with each other. So this will be going to somebody special. Here on YouTube, there's 3 of us participating. Myself, Dan B. Artist, and Lana Goes Art. Lana is a watercolor artist who primarily paints animals. Also some landscapes, and she's done some wonderful botanical. Okay, she paints a lot of really beautiful things. She's also like the pigment expert. I thought I was the pigment expert, but no. Lana runs a wonderful website called Sun and Colors, where she tests watercolor paints for light fastness and also keeps a database of all of the different paints, their swatches, properties. She's fantastic. She's also just a wonderful, supportive, friendly human being. I'm so lucky to have her as a friend. And Dan Barrett from Dan B. Artist is also mostly botanical artist who paints in watercolor. He's also a paint maker who makes some really amazing paints. There's also a couple of other participants who aren't on YouTube but will be posting on Instagram and sending their artwork in the exchange. So I will link those and everyone down in the description below. Now, back to my artwork. I am, of course, a botanical artist, and what you may not know is that I'm also a very avid gardener. And this year, I've been growing pumpkins. So many pumpkins. Or, to be more precise, Cucurbita maxima squash, which do include lots of pumpkins, but pumpkins can actually be any one of 3 or 4 different squash species, as well as all the different squash species also have various shapes that we wouldn't usually associate with pumpkins. Oh my goodness, I have a problem. I can't even start talking about gardening without getting pedantic about botanical species and... right. This is a silly video, nobody cares. Anyway, the point is I neglected my garden for a few months this summer because I was dealing with some heat intolerance from chronic illness, and the pumpkins took over. So I got a lot of pumpkins. I got big pumpkins, small pumpkins, orange pumpkins, multicolored pumpkins, green pumpkins. Pumpkins that look like pumpkins on the outside and smell and taste like melon on the inside. I'm drowning in pumpkins. Please send help. Send me pumpkin recipes. Seriously, if you have great recipes to make with pumpkins, let me know down in the comments below. I want all your pumpkin recipes. I have so many pumpkins. Anyway, when the thought of a Halloween challenge came up, and I'm a botanical artist and I have so many pumpkins I could use for reference, obviously I thought, okay, well, I'm going to paint a pumpkin, obviously. But that seemed kind of, well, boring. Like, I really wanted to paint something fun. I wanted to paint a fun little character. But for whatever reason, I tend to lock myself into these weird little rules where I'm a botanical artist, so I can only paint botanical subjects. Because that's my niche, and I wouldn't want to confuse people or, squander my skills or whatever. I don't know who needs to hear this. Well, actually, no, me. It's me. I need to hear this. But you are allowed to be a serious artist and make seriously silly artwork. You're allowed to be a realist artist and make realistic silly artwork. You're allowed to be a botanical artist and make silly botanical artwork. All of these things are allowed. Logically, I know that there's no art police that's gonna tell me that I'm not allowed to put googly eyes on things because I think googly eyes are hilarious, and I'm a grown-ass adult who can make my own decisions about where I put googly eyes, including on botanical artwork that I spent hours on. This is, after all, my own time to waste, and I can choose how to waste it. At some point I had this random memory from years ago float up of this animatronic Halloween decoration. It's a pumpkin that's sliced horizontally across the middle. Where the mouth is, it just opens up and screams, exposing all of its inside pumpkin guts. I don't even remember where I originally saw this decoration, but I started thinking, hey, I could do that, but instead of it being an animatronic where the pumpkin guts are represented by gauze or something, I could actually paint a realistic pumpkin that way. There were two techniques in particular that I thought this was actually a great opportunity to showcase. So the first one is a negative painting technique to create the depth of those pumpkin guts. I'm sorry, I keep saying pumpkin guts. I don't know that there's a better term for them. Pumpkin guts, the stringy stuff inside pumpkins. Side note, totally unrelated, fun fact, maybe not so fun. I hate carving pumpkins. This is something that I've just realized in the past, 3-4 years. I love Halloween. I love everything else about it. I love making costumes. I love seeing all the kids dressed up. I love handing out candy. I love decorating the house. And one would think, as a gardener, somebody who likes growing plants, an artist, a botanical artist, this activity that involves, a creative art activity involving a plant that I can grow myself would be something that I enjoy. I don't mind getting my hands dirty usually, but something about the pumpkin carving, the feeling of the guts, the mess it makes, the effort of carving the... Nope, no thank you, no thank you. If I could just simply never carve a pumpkin, that would be great. I am quite happy with using LED plastic pumpkins in between my very real uncarved pumpkins that I'll use for pies later in the year and whatever other recipes. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you enjoy carving pumpkins? Is this something wrong with me? Is this just some activity that we all pretend to like and we all actually secretly hate? What's going on here? And also, again, anything else that you use pumpkins for that isn't carving, like recipes involving pumpkins, definitely want to hear them. Let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, I do enjoy negative painting and painting all of these pumpkin guts. That is a much more pleasant activity. Let me know as well if you would like a tutorial on negative painting for painting these strands like this. I really enjoyed painting them. The other thing that I experimented with that I don't think that I've used very much in, at least consciously in past work, but that I'm working on being more aware of, is subsurface scattering. So the inner edge of this pumpkin, you'll see it's a little bit more reddish, and that's just where the light comes through around the edge of the pumpkin and bounces around a little bit more. You'll also see it when you're painting portraits of people, that where the skin is thinner around noses and ears, for example, you'll get a little bit more redness to the skin, which is this light coming through underneath, and you can see sort of the blood vessels underneath. So the same sort of thing happens in pumpkin cells, where you see a little bit more of that orange pigment. Fun fact. So I poked around and added all of the details and kept on picking away at this for a little while longer, just getting all my details in before finally experimenting with different sizes of googly eyes. And I just can't tell you how happy it makes me, this silly little design with its googly eyes. It's a little bit late to put out this year, but I'm thinking maybe next year I'll release this as greeting cards and add googly eyes individually to each card. Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. I'll link my web shop as well as my newly reopened Etsy merch shop down in the comments below. Also, let me know which size of googly eyes you like better, these larger ones or smaller ones. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Oh, and if you're still here, here is a link to the playlist with Dan and Lana's videos, as well as some of my other content that you might be interested in. Thanks again. Bye-bye.